Welcome to FLIPGRID. Going to go through a few slides with you, and then I'm going to do a live demonstration with you. What is FLIPGRID? So FLIPGRID has been around for a while. When I went on to look at my old slideshow that I had before, I noticed that there was quite a few changes. But really, it's just a discussion platform, and you're letting the students give little video recordings to you. Why is it great? All these reasons. The one I like the most here, well, all of them are good, but it's fully moderated. When the students give you a video or respond with a video to the class, you get to decide whether you want the rest of the students to see it or not. So some more reasons. It's great for reflection, video, feedback, some message boards. It's got a whiteboard that the students can use, screencasting, they could do stop motion, lots of great reasons. We're not going to cover all of these today, but we will do just the very basics for now. I'm just hoping, I'm just going to come out of this for a second. I think somebody is trying to get into the meet, and I might have to accept them. No, I think we're okay. So looking at some terms, again, FLIPGRID has done some changes. They used to call it a grid, but now it's called a group. So the topics are just kind of the discussion prompts that you would use. That might be a theme or some kind of challenge. The groups are either the course that you're in, it might be a subject, it might be some kind of theme that you're using in the class. And you don't really even have to use groups, but it allows you to organize and share multiple topics. So the students share or respond to the topics that you post to them by capturing or uploading short videos that are shared with the grid community, so all of the students that are involved. They have a great, it's called a disco library. Lots of pre-made topics that you can search out and use, and you can change them. So lots of teachers add these in, wonderful ideas there that you can look up. Few guiding thoughts. It's about the task, not the tool. So FLIPGRID is great, but you really want to use that for student engagement. You want to start small, just for your own comfort level. Maybe practice first with another teacher. And again, with that library of stuff that's there, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. There is lots of examples out there. So we're going to go into an example demo right now, and I'm just going to take you to my disco library. I'm sorry, not my disco library, my FLIPGRID. All right, when I log in, and you will end up going into flipgrid.com and making your own account, it is going to attach to your GNSPES, so you do have to give it permissions. And what I have here is the first tab on discussion. There are two other tabs below. There are groups, so you could make groups if you want to organize your topics. So depending on your grade level, you may want your groups to be your different classes, or you may want it to be chapters, or you may do any kind of topic within a course itself. Then, of course, the topics can be added to the groups, but you can just assign a topic as is, just any kind of topic, assign it to a Google Classroom. And as I just say that you can assign it to a Google Classroom, you don't have to assign it to the Google Classroom. You could share a link with students or post a link up on the board. But since we're all working with our Google Classrooms now, I think using the Google Classroom is a really nice option. So what I'm going to do is show you my groups. I have, if I hit starships here, you can see I have a couple of topics within it. Or I can see the topics view, which is all of the topics, and the groups are listed here. And even if you make a topic on its own, you can add it to a group later. You can create the group later, add it to a group later. So I'm just going to go through what it looks like if I'm creating a group. If I create a group, I can give it the group name. So maybe this group is going to be science. So really the group doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be the people. Again, it used to be called the grid. So it's just to organize your information. So I'm going to call it science. And it says private, and I do want to make it private. Now you can add the students from your Google Classroom right here. I don't normally do that. I would prefer to work it with a student email to let any student in that I want, that I send the link to. It's just the easiest way to do it. So if you choose student email, you have to go in and you have to type in @gnezpez.ca. Spell it correctly. So that will allow any person with an @gnezpez.ca to open the link that you've sent to them. There are a few things you can do as you're going through here. You could personalize it, so you could add a different image here, and you can see that there's some to choose from. I could choose anything else, and I could upload a photo to that. I'm just going to do create group. And it says the group is ready to go. If I send it to a Google Classroom right now, what it's going to do is it's going to default and send a hello video. You may not always want to send that hello video, so you don't have to right now. Hello? Oh, I thought I heard someone asking a question. Okay, so you can share it to the Google Classroom now if you want, but you don't actually have to. So I'm just going to close that out. So what I would prefer to do now is to go in and create some topics within that group. So I can go to topics and I can add a topic. So let me think. Let's say my first topic is weather. I can ask a question here. I can say, give a weather forecast, something like that, some kind of information for the students. You actually could upload a video if you wanted to. So maybe you have some students that may not be able to read. They could click on it and you could record the instructions. You can upload a video if you'd like. You could get to your Google Drive if you wanted to add some kind of documents. So there's lots of different things you could do to add on it for the students. Again, with the permissions, you want to make sure that you've put the @gnezpez.ca in there so the students can open it. And now we're getting into the essentials. So it is very important for you to remember to put on topic moderation. So what that does is it hides the videos, other students' videos, from all of the students until you've decided that they're okay for the other students to see. So we put that on. The recording time can go anywhere from 15 seconds to 10 minutes, and that depends on how much you would actually like to watch. So let's say we put it at a minute. And then there's some other things, letting them add videos, letting them add text comments, and so on. So we can now create the topic. After the topic is ready, you can assign it directly to your Google Classroom. You could just copy it and you could send students the link by email, or you can put it in your Google Classroom. So let's see what that looks like. It's going to open Google Classroom. It's going to ask me, now the first time it's going to ask you permissions to get into your Google Classroom, of course. You can choose the classroom that you want to put it in. You can decide what it is. So I'm going to create this as an assignment and press go. And again, I will give, as we normally do with an assignment, we would give it a title. We could give further instructions that might say, please click on FLIPGRID, sign in, and give your FLIPGRID. And you can see that the attachment is here already. Again, you can do your points and so on, your due date, whatever you want here, and press assign. Now you can go back and you can view it in your Google Classroom right there. I'm just going to close this because I have that Google Classroom opened on the side. And you can see that it automatically in my stream put in the FLIPGRID. If I go to classwork, my classwork tab, I can see it here, and this is what it looks like. So I'm now going to go down to look at it from a student's point of view. I'm going to click on it. Oh, wrong classroom. I'm going to go back to this classroom. So here I am as a student. I can see it in my stream. I can see it in classwork. I can click on it, whichever way you want, and it's going to open FLIPGRID. Now, once again, I've already been in with this student. Oh, I think it's going to ask anyway. So it's going to ask join with Google. I will choose the student. Login is successful. The first time you do it, it will ask the student to allow the camera and the video, so they have to accept that. And you can see that there are these pictures here. That means that the student can't see any other videos yet until you have clicked on, if you've clicked the moderation, the students will not see any other students' videos here, and they won't see them until you have okayed them. So we're going to, I'm not sure if this is going to work for me because I already am using my camera essentially with Google Meet, but we'll try this. So I'm going to say record a response and see what happens. Okay, here I am. I can say they have lots of things they can do here. The students can upload things. They can just do mic only, or they can record their screen. They can put in effects, so they might put in emojis, anything they want, and they can drag it. Maybe the students don't want their faces to be seen, so they can drag something right over their face if they want to. So they will press record, and they will give the weather forecast for the day, and press pause, and next. And then they can press to continue. They can do their display name. They can upload a photo if they want as a selfie and submit it to the class. And complete. So that's the student's point of view. Back with you. I'm going to close this down. So I'm going to just refresh this. And I can see, again, I'm in the discussion. If I went back, I'm in the discussion. I'm in my weather topic, and I can see that I have a student that has submitted something to me. I'm not going to play it, and it is hidden for now. So until I have looked at it and think that it's okay, then I will release it to the student or release it to the rest of the students. So I'm just going to go back here for a second and show you another one that was done. Oh, I'm sorry, I have some questions. Serena's asking Leanna, does the submitted work get posted to the Google Classroom or only to the FLIPGRID site? It's only going to go to the FLIPGRID site. You can, the student can hit turned in, and you can put the mark in there because it is officially an assignment, but you won't see the videos in the classroom. So Brianne says, can you show where we can moderate what kids can see and not see again? I missed that. Okay, I'll do that. And Sean's saying, Leanne, are you going to post this video so we can go back? Yes, yep, definitely. All right, so let's go back. Let me just finish this and I'll do it again. So I'm going to look at this one that I made. It was called How Many Stars? So I made this, and I have two students that gave me responses. So I'm going to go to CBV's version of it. So I'm going to go back to them, that student view. I'm just going to go complete. So I'm going to go back to the student, and let me just see where they are. I'm going to click the little tab up in the corner and go to my FLIPGRID for the student, and the student has done a few things. They did the how many stars. So you can see that they can't at this point see anybody else's response. So both Boba Fett and CBV did the video, but CBV can't see Boba Fett's yet. So we're going to go back, and I'm now going to say that these are no longer hidden. Active and active. So on my dashboard, I'm doing that. I'm going back in as a student. I'm just going to press refresh. And you can see now that Boba Fett's and CBV's has shown up. So they now, when we talk about the flip grid, this would be the grid of all of the students' responses. Now, you don't ever have to show them to the students. If you just want them to give private responses, that's great. But that is how you do it. So I'm going to go back and do it again because people were asking how that moderation, that's a really important feature. So I will create another topic, but I'm actually going to create the topic this time from the Discovery library. So I'm going to go into the Discovery tab, and this is where you would find all of the fabulous topics that other teachers have done already. So I'm going to say view all topics here. So I'm going to look, and I'm just going to look for something in science. And I'm going to look for maybe middle school science. And I'm going to say weather and share. Oops, I didn't mean to say share. I wanted to look down here and find one that would be good. So let's say weathering and erosion. I'll just choose the first one. So I choose this. So the very first thing is I look at it. It's all ready to go. Somebody has prepared it. Explain your understanding or differences between weathering and erosion. Be specific. So it's all ready. I just say add topic. I can add it just as an individual topic and add it to a group later if I want, or I can add it directly to a group now, which is, again, that group is really just your organization. So I want to make sure I put this into my science and say next, and I'm now going to go to my topics. So it put it in the topics for me. I'm now going to assign it to my students. So I'm going to press share. And, oh, sorry, before I do that, I didn't finish doing what I wanted to do. I do want to edit the topic so that it opens it up in this full main screen again. I'm just going to go back and show that one more time. So once it brings it to your topic, don't press share right away. You do want to turn that moderation on. So press edit first, go down. You could make any other changes you want. You don't have to have what that other teacher had put. You can add other media in there if you want. I want to turn the topic moderation on. I could change the time limit if I want. I can add other attachments if I want. So I can completely modify the topics that I found in the Discovery library. So I can continue on, lots of different things that I can do, and it will be ready to go. I'm going to set the custom topic permissions. I'm pretty sure this is where, oh, I didn't have to do that. So I just clicked that. I'm just remembering it. If I'm adding it to a group where the permissions were already set, it will default to that group's permissions. So I can do this again if I want to just put @gnezpez.ca, and you can see that is what it did default to because I added it to a pre-existing group. So I'm going to say update topic, and now I can go back and share it again, share it to Google Classroom, pick a classroom that I'd like to put it in, and again, go through creating an assignment. And I'm just going to give it a short name here instead of me typing, and continue on and press assign. So let me just go back to the chat. Do you have to change to active for each individual student, or is there a way to do it for everyone all at once? I am not sure about that, Serena. Let's have a look at that. So I'm going to go back to my discussion, and Let me just look at this one. I think you have to do them individually. Oh no, maybe you can click here, and if you do actions, hide, activate responses. Maybe that is the activate responses. So we would click, choose all of our students, go to actions, and activate responses. Okay, was there any other questions that I missed? I don't think so. You can ask again if I didn't. I will post the video, Denise. Yep. And that, yep. Okay. So really, I knew that this was going to be a short video, or a short session, I should say. Does anyone have any other questions on how to do this? There are lots of other features. I just really wanted to show you a getting started. Again, you really can just go to topics. You don't have to have groups at all. When we are adding a topic, you can add your topic, give a prompt. Your prompt can be a recorded video or any other thing here. And yes, I believe the kids can use their phones and put FLIPGRID on as an app. And can you link FLIPGRID to the Google Waffle? No, we don't have it. It's not a Google app for education, so we can't put it in the Waffle. And do we need permissions from students' parents for them to use this? I don't believe you need the permission from students, George, from parents, because it is really something that you're seeing. I guess the rest of the students are seeing it also. We only ever really needed the permission when you were putting something out into public on a website, or if you were featuring a picture or a video of a student publicly. And this isn't public. It is contained within the classroom itself. So I'm going to say you don't need the permission, but I am not 100% sure, but that's my thought on that. I haven't used the whiteboard use. We can look at that. And I'm pretty sure there is a FLIPGRID app. Brianne saying, I made a group and a topic. So if I click on share and copy the share code, I can post that in the Google Classroom or an email. Yes, you can do that. That's another option. Natalie's saying, can you demo the new features? I think there is a way that they can leave notes up on the screen. Yes, there is a way you can leave notes up on the screen also. So that would be when you're recording. I'm going to go back to be a student again. Let me see if I can record this again. So there are lots of new features. And again, there are tons of features that I really wouldn't have time to go over. But that leaving the sticky notes, so I could be pressing recording. The sticky notes are just up here on the right-hand side, and the students can write on them, and they can leave it on the screen. And again, lots of other effects that they can do there. Put frames in. They can put text in. They can draw. Here's the whiteboard or the board. So let me just get rid of the, well, maybe I can't do that. So here's the board. It's over here on the side. And then they can draw on it. Lots of different things they can do. Okay, I'm just going to X out of that and answer a few more questions. I don't give students access to other videos at all. I just show the appropriate videos to myself. That's a great idea, Jennifer. It is up to you to whether you let the students see the videos or not. Tammy saying, to introduce FLIPGRID for the first time to your class, do you know of any pre-made videos to show students to give them an idea of what FLIPGRID is? The FLIPGRID site has lots of introductory videos on there. And Nicole, are students able to screenshot or share other students' videos to outside media? I am not sure about that. Natalie saying you can email a video to a parent. Yes, yeah, you can. So once that link is done, I'm going to just go back to being a teacher for a second. If I go to the discussion, if I just pick one of these that I have a response, under actions here, I can, okay, wait, now where was that? If I hit share right here, I can copy a link that goes directly to the video. So you could send that to parents. Okay, so let's see if there's any other questions. I think I did everything that everybody was asking. Again, when I went on this yesterday, just to look at it, I did notice that there were quite a few changes. So with COVID-19, all of these companies are really upping their game, and lots of new things always happening. So what I might say today might not be exactly the same tomorrow. You never know, but I think you at least have enough information to get around and to get it started. So any other questions that I can finish? We are at about 11:27, so we're close to our half hour. I'm not seeing anything, so thank you all for joining me today. I hope FlipGrid will be something that you can use for your class and help with engagement and your students. And we will see you all again soon.